Let's have a space party. This is our preview of Space Off.
Space Off is a minigame tournament party game set in space, and I just really love it because it's just some good old silly fun.
With all the mini games that this has to offer, there's something for every party game lover. We'll tell you all about it after this quick how to play.
In Space Off, two teams battle each other in a tournament of minigames.
On each team's turn, they will go through several phases, including the curse phase, dice phase, and grand trial phase.
In the curse phase, teams will be presented a new trial card that must be performed over several rounds.
During the dice phase, the team will roll a die to determine what type of minigame they will play. A tough, wits, or gotcha minigame.
Tough Games offers physical activities, and Wits offers logic and language puzzles.
Gotcha cards are hidden tasks or riddles that the team must get their rivals to accomplish without their knowledge.
The Grand Trial is a head-to-head simultaneous challenge between both teams.
As teams succeed at minigames, they will move lander parts closer to their side of the board and under their control.
As soon as any team has 3 lander parts under their control, the game ends and that team wins.
We were sent a prototype copy of Space Off from the publisher so that we could do this preview video. Some of the rules or components may change from the final version.
If you'd like to find out more information on the game or to back it, check out the links in the description below.
Space Off, it's a mini-game tournament between teams, kind of like Mario Party if you ever played that. Your teams can perform some mini-games, then you'll go head-to-head against the other team in the mini-game. Lots of mini-games. So with this, there's so many mini-games that no matter what kind of party games you enjoy, if you're a party game lover, there's something in this for you. There's logic and language types of games, there's physical types of games, there's dexterity types of games, there's hidden challenges, there's longer challenges that happen over several rounds. So there's all different types of things that you have to do while playing this game. And most of them are a lot of fun. There are a couple where you're like, I don't really like this one. But those are few and far between. Pretty much the whole time that you're playing this, you're gonna be having a great time. Everyone's gonna be laughing, pointing at each other. Either they might have to be pointing if that's one of the tasks they have to do, or just pointing at each other and having a good time. So there's a lot of fun packed in this game box.
I remember when I first saw this game, it was at Gen Con 24. And I think we were in the First Exposure Playtest Hall, and they were right next to us. And while we were kind of doing our thing, I just kept looking over like, man, they look like they're having so much fun. Just because this is meant to be huge party game, tons of players, and you just had tons of laughs, people doing funny things with it, you know, with the little pieces. And like I said, the whole time I was like,
so the game is played in rounds, and each team's going to take a turn. And on the team's turn, you're going to go in phases. You're going to have the curse phase, you're going to have the dice phase, you're going to have the grand trial phase, and then you have the end cleanup phase, which is like resetting for the next team to go. But the curse phase, you're going to have these curse cards, and they're going to have different tasks that you have to do. Like one of the tasks is you have to balance a card on your finger, and you basically have to do that for 3 turns. So your team's turn, the other team's turn, then your team's turn again before you can't balance this card on your finger. And it sounds easy, like, oh, I could do that. But what if you have a game that you have to like stand on one foot while you're balancing? Or what if you have a game that you have to point at somebody? Or what if you have a game that you have to build a catapult, you have to hit the catapult, and you got to do everything with only one hand? Or what if you were like me and you accidentally put it on your dominant hand and then you had to write something with your left hand, and suddenly everyone couldn't read your handwriting? You're like, trust me guys, it says this, just trust me. So some of the curse cards can be really difficult, some of them can be a little bit easier to accomplish. I've really found these curse cards to be really interesting and a game changer in the sense that, yeah, you're playing a mini game and it might be an easy mini game, ooh, stack these cubes, but stack those cubes while balancing this on your finger is a lot more difficult. So
after you figure out the curse cards, you kind of assign roles and everything. The next phase is the dice phase, where you roll the dice and it lets you know whether you're doing tough, wits, or there's a gotcha. And out of the 3, I think my favorite were the gotcha cards. Now these cards, you kind of have them in front of you, they're hidden, and they'll have things like, oh, trick a rival to draw your trial card for you. And so you got to kind of sit there and think like, okay, how do I get them to do it without being too obvious? And then the other team's like, okay, everyone be on high alert. Anything and everything could be a trick. Like, hey, like blink. No, wait, don't blink. Don't respond. Do respond. Like, so in my head the whole time, I was just super suspicious about everything that was going on over there and what they were doing. It's like, hold on, why are they scratching their elbow? Do they want me to say something? Do they not want me to? So, I mean, that's just me thinking too much, but it's still kind of fun because you're just on edge. Like, okay, hold on. What do I do with my hands?
The other 2 types of card are tough and wits. And tough are like physical activities or dexterity types of things. Like you'll need a balance and Upiter card, which these are Upiter cards, which are basically number cards. You'll need to balance this on your finger with a cube, and then you'll have to like try to flip it and catch it and do something like that. And then the wits are your word game, language, logic, puzzle types of things, where a lot of the times you're gonna be using earth cards, which have the words on it. And you'll be like, okay, well, it's gonna be like a game of password where I'm gonna have the word. So the word is lemon. And then I can give Lee a clue. I'll be like, fruit. And then he'd have to guess a word. And if it wasn't right, I'd be like, yellow, and then, oh, lemon, maybe yellow fruit, lemon. So you can do games like that. Or another one where I'll say the word and your teammate has to spell the word, only they have to spell it backwards instead of forwards. So logic and language puzzles and physical activities and then hidden objectives are the things that you're gonna be doing when you roll the die. And when you roll the die, it can either be one of those cards or it can be one of the three, in which case your team chooses which of the three you want to go after. It's important to go after the three different types because you want to accomplish moving your lander piece, which are associated with it. So the wits is associated with this one, and if you succeed at the wits one, this will move closer to your side. And when you get 3 of the lander parts on your side, that's how the game ends and you win. So you don't want to just keep doing the wits cards, or you don't want to keep doing all the gotcha cards, because you need to move all of the landers over to try to get 3 of them. So you do need to have a nice variety of the different cards as you're playing.
Lastly is going to be the grand trial, which is basically just a combination of tough and wits, and then both teams are playing at the same time and going head to head. So it'll be like pick a player from each team and then they stand apart and balance on one foot with their eyes closed. So this is the time when both teams are competing, and then the winner gets to move the lander piece over to their side.
The basic rules have you place the last lander part underneath 6 of the curse cards so the game doesn't last too long. And when you get to the last lander part, then you're only going to be using the grand trial cards, and you'll be using the hot dog cards for those, which are some of the more difficult ones. And the winner of those trials will get cubes, and the first team to get 3 cubes wins. Now you can also place this lower. You don't even have to use this. You could just keep playing until somebody wins. So you can determine how long you want the game to be, but they do have something in there to kind of shorten the game for your first time so that you don't end up playing it too long. However, after you kind of know all the games, you're like, we just want to keep playing. Then you don't have to use this, and you can just keep going through until someone actually does get all 3 on their side of the board.
I would say the most funnest, the super funnest thing for me is the curse cards. Because those, you're starting each round with some new rule, right? And then if it clashes with another rule or if it messes with the game, I think it's just funny because a lot of times people are like, wait a minute, but I have to do this and this says that and the game is this, like, how do I do it? And then the other team's like, haha, sucks to be you.
There's a lot that I like about this game, but I think the biggest thing that I like about it is there's so much variety. There's something in there for everybody. So I really like the language and logic puzzles. So whenever we had to do the wits ones, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do those and we can have fun with that. Then there are some more of the physical and dexterity things, which I'm not good at. I'm like, oh, I can't build this tower thing. But then other people are like, oh no, I could build this tower and it's like 12 cubes high. And you're like, oh, good for you. So I like the variety of that. And I like the curse cards because it always reminds me of when we used to have drinking games back in the day. You'd always have someone who'd make a rule and you'd be like, oh, I'm going to do the finger rule, or I'm going to do some other rule. With this one, you have that in this game. You're like, oh, you have this rule that team has to obey. And the other team's like, oh, you didn't do it. Like if you have to, so one of them is 2 players have to switch names. And so we're playing and now I'm Lee and he's Kenny. But at some point, someone's going to be like, hey, Lee. And Lee will be like, yeah, what? And you're like, you lost it. What did you not like about the game?
So what I found difficult with the game is just like, you need players. Like you need a lot of players for this to be fun, as we've kind of explained it, right? It's 2 teams. It's not as fun at 2 versus 2. It's more fun like 3-3, 4-4, 5-5, because you just have more people like, oh, they have a rule, they're doing this. You all can kind of laugh with each other. That may be kind of hard getting all those people together, depending on your group, your circle of friends or your group, where like people could be busy. So, I felt like if I had this game, I'm just holding on and I'm like, when's the next night? When's the next night? Because everyone's always busy. But I really do love this game. I don't like that it in order for me to truly enjoy it, I believe it needs a lot of people.
The thing I didn't like about it is the dice, more specifically the doer dice, which is what you roll to determine which of the challenges you're going after in the middle phase of your team's turn. And why I don't like it is because you have to roll the dice and it's luck-based to determine which of the lander parts you can go after when you might only need one specific type. And yes, there's a rule in the game that if you accomplish a mini game of a lander part that's already under your control, then you can move a different piece. However, I wish you didn't have to roll this dice and you can just choose which one you want to go after. It's not a huge thing. You can house rule that. If they decide to keep this in the game, you can just not play with this in the dice phase. You just change it to the minigame challenge phase, and then you choose which one you want to go after. So I think that would just be a simple house rule. So even though I don't like it, it's not a huge drawback that it doesn't hinder the game at all. I still really like the game. It's just a minor house rule that I would make if they keep this component.
Overall, I was excited when I first saw it at Gen Con. I was excited when we got it, and I'm still excited about it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the final version is so that, we can kind of play it, have my own copy to just kind of invite people over and just really enjoy it. So thumbs up for me.
Overall, I really enjoyed this game. There's so much variety in all the mini games. I think there's something there for every type of party game lover that everyone will be able to enjoy this game. Yes, you do need a lot of players to make it really fun. However, it is still fun and has a different kind of funness when there's fewer players. When you only have a few players, then you end up having one player having to do all the curse cards. I'm balancing this here, I have this on my head, or we have to call each other by different names and I have to whisper in your ear. So it could be interesting that way, but more players also makes it more fun. So I think it's fun either way. It's just different types of fun depending on how many people you have. So I think that there's so much here, so much variety that everyone should definitely check it out. If you like party games, there's probably something here that you're going to enjoy. And that was our preview of Space Off.
What'd you think? You ready to take your game night out of this world? Let us know in the comments below.
Once again, we'd like to thank the publisher for sending us a copy so we could do this preview video. And if you want to find out more information about the game, check out the links in our description below. And as always, if you're enjoying our content, please like this video, subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
I'm Kenny, and go party like a board gamer.